Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ads of Mana. Today we're going to be looking at the Tavern, which is a soon-to-be-released node protocol on the Avalanche network. Avalanche is absolutely killing it for node projects. There are so many coming out week on week. It's insane. Now, before we get going, I just want to say that the whitelist pre-sale is actually live in a few hours, 7 p.m. UTC. So if you've not heard of this project until now, it's very unlikely that you will be able to get on that. I think whitelist spots have now been fully taken up. However, public pre-sale, I believe, is in a week or so. And if you're unsure what a public pre-sale is, it's a little bit similar to Alexa's launch, if you were watching that. So essentially, the private pre-sale is for whitelist only, and then the public pre-sale will have certain allocations of breweries set at a set price, and once all of those have been bought up, then you will no longer be able to buy anything until the actual public sale. So before we deep dive into the white paper as a whole, I just want to quickly look over the new Medium article that's just been released. I think this new Medium article is really important for longevity, sustainability, and is very focused on anti-whale dumps, which we've seen in almost every single node project that has been released in the last few months. Unless you get this right, it always happens, and it can take a little while for it to recover. So we won't read over the whole article, but I'll pick out the most prominent points. So what are we changing? The public presale will no longer offer MEAD as a receipt token for individuals, and instead will let them purchase breweries directly using USDC. So what that means is during public presale that you buy your nodes straight out with USDC, which is obviously a stablecoin. The whitelisted presale will still remain the same. This means if you're whitelisted, you will still be purchasing MEAD. The MEAD that you buy will let you purchase breweries at a discount, and also you can convert your MEAD to MEAD at a 1-to-1 ratio over a vesting period. So this is similar to Elixir's original launch, where you could buy Elixir and then either purchase cauldrons with it, or wait out and swap over to their native token during the vesting period. Why is this good? Removing the MEAD presale token will prevent bots, short-term whales, and other malicious entities from perma-dumping their investments at launch, which will mean more money and more rewards for everyone. The added benefit of this approach is that we can use these removed tokens and add them to our liquidity pool instead. This means that individuals that wish to sell their MEAD will be able to do so at a much better rate. Furthermore, owning these breweries is a form of investment, as they are NFTs that you can level up, change the appearance of, and sell for a profit. Now, for full transparency, this is actually what I did for Elixir because I wasn't happy with how their launch went for a few specific reasons, even though I was very hyped for that project, and I actually ended up selling my leveled up NFTs and no longer own any Elixir. So for the whitelisted presale, which happens later on today, there are 400,000 MEAD tokens priced at 90 cents each, with the aim to raise $360,000. There are 360 whitelist addresses, and each of them will have a 1-hour purchasing period to reserve their portion of the 1,000 USDC worth of MEAD. After 1 hour, the max contribution will increase to 2,000 USDC, allowing people to soak up any remaining tokens. Not only that, your MEAD will allow you to purchase breweries at a 10% discount. Pretty nice. Additionally, whitelisted tavern goers will have 10 breweries reserved for them and will be able to purchase 1 hour before public mint. So everything you've just read is essentially taking what Elixir's launch failures were and rectifying them. So one of the biggest issues with Elixir's launch, or the public sale, or even the pre-public sale, there's so many launches for that protocol, is that there was so much congestion when the DApp went live. So whitelisters were then competing with public pre-sale goers, and it was just crazy. The gas fees ended up being 1.5 AVAX for a short period. It was insane. So this little addition here, allowing whitelisters to kind of go in and grab what they want before everyone else, is really, really good. I like that. And any leftover MEAD after launch can be converted into MEAD at a ratio of 1-to-1, which we've said previously, over an unlocking period of 10% every day, which I think is fair. That sounds good to me, to be honest. A public presale will be offering the open market the ability to purchase breweries at a fixed price in USDC. There will be 6,000 breweries on the public pre-sale in total, and they will be released in decreasing batches. The release isn't timed and is based on demand, meaning that when the first batch sells out, the second batch becomes available. I definitely prefer that as well. So the first 2,000 batch will be 100 USDC each, and the fifth and final batch will be 500 USDC each. That is a huge saving on those early investors. And again, another one of my favorite points here is concerning the secondary market, which again can absolutely ruin so many projects, whether it's node projects or just NFT projects as a whole. Floor prices can be quite a big issue. So what the Tavern are doing to rectify this is they will not be enabling a brewery NFT transfers for a couple of days or so after launch, allowing things to stabilize. However, they are also in the talks with exchanges to accept MEAD as a payment token, and also looking to create an in-house marketplace. So again, this team is very quickly identified all of the issues that have plagued quite a lot of projects over the last few weeks. And in all honesty, this seems to be the most comprehensive solution to fix all of them. So again, if this plays out and they do everything right and they manage to pull this off, I think this should be quite a stable launch. And not only a stable launch, a stable initial first month, which is typically where the most volatility occurs. Okay, now we have that out of the way. And if you're still watching, let's look at the actual white paper. As always, I'm not going to go through every single bit, but I'm going to try and pick out some of the more prominent points. And as always, I highly suggest you go read the white paper yourself. So in terms of roadmap, I really like this roadmap because they have a lot of checkpoints. Some roadmaps might just have 2 or 3 points in like every single phase. So if we just drop down to phase 2, KYC is done. The audits have not been done. I believe that is in the works. I also do believe that while the project itself is based loosely on Universe money, it is its own entity, and you'll see that later on with the tokenomics. So a quick rundown. Phase 3 is very typical token and liquidity based. Phase 4 is then with marketing and listings. So it's really nice that they are prioritizing their marketing and listing efforts after everything is actually launched and running smoothly. I think that's smart, and it also is way better for the early investors as a whole. Phase 5 will have the Brewers DAO, Tavern Games, cosmetic skins for breweries, and bridging onto other change. Exciting stuff. Now, the Brewers Reputation. This is quite an interesting concept. Brewers Reputation is a type of experience system that rewards brewers for continued beneficial participation in the protocol. Your BR is associated with a class, which in turn determines the tax bracket that you are in. This means that if you are an upstanding member of the community, you will pay less tax. Not only that, higher BR means a bigger weight in voting in the Brewers Guild. To increase your reputation, there are a few ways to do so, such as purchasing a brewery, not claiming MEAD past the fermentation period, which we'll explain shortly, or staking the LP MEAD USDC in the Tavern. And the reputation brackets, so novice is between 0 and 50, and that has a 20% tax. Beer maker is 50 to 499, and that's a 50% tax. Distiller, 500 to 2,499, which is 12% tax. And the brewmaster, which is over 2,500 reputation, at 10% tax. So for fees and taxes overall, when purchasing, 70% goes to the rewards pool and 30% goes to the treasury. Purchasing a brewery with LP tokens sends them straight to the treasury. The claim tax is between 10 and 20%, and that is in reference to the classes that we just spoke about previously. And when selling mead on the market, you'll be taxed a further 10% to the treasury. This not only helps to shave off some of the impact from whales, but it prevents bots from profiting at launch. On launch, sell tax is set to 25% to discourage botting activity, and this slowly drops to 10% over the next few days. So this early sell tax on top of everything we spoke about from that Medium article is they really are covering every single avenue to stop any ill intent manipulation. Another nice thing as well is the early incentives for LP token providers. So the rewards will be 6% over the first 30 days, 3% over the next 60 days, and 1% over the last 90 days. Again, another way of helping with sustainability. Now, onto what I think is my favorite part of this whole protocol is the Tavern Games. This is a very unique thing and gives more incentive to kind of come back to the protocol rather than make it just set and forget. So a future feature of the Tavern protocol is being able to play games with people. The first game that's been proposed is a type of roulette. Every 60 seconds, there is a new game, so get involved. A smart contract rolls 6 dice to roll a number between 6 and 36. You can bet whether it will be odds, evens, or aces. If you guess odds or evens right, you earn double your wager. And if you guess aces right, you earn 7 times your wager. The Tavern takes 5% rake on all winnings. That's really cool. It's essentially turning the whole protocol into a type of P2E game as well at the same time. So in terms of multisig, 3 out of 4 addresses will need to confirm transactions for them to be written on the blockchain. Looking through the Discord as well, it seems like there is talk of a few non-dev community members coming in onto this multisig. And also there is talk of the devs potentially private doxing themselves to these people as well. Somehow I ended up skipping past probably one of the most important sections of this white paper in my haste. But here are the breweries. So the brewery is a special NFT that earns you a daily fixed return, achieving APRs of up to 1,460%. Starting at 2 mead a day, eventually as you level up your breweries, they'll produce more and more mead. When purchasing a brewery, you can give it a name, which will be displayed alongside its progress and total amount of mead it has yielded. One of the key benefits of breweries is that they can be transferred across wallets or traded on the open market. Eventually, obviously, like we spoke about earlier, there will be limitations early on. We can see some nice images of the 3 tiers that are available. Breweries earn experience. This levels them up, which in turn increases the yield they produce. Breweries only start earning experience after the fermentation period and is calculated on each claim. There are currently 3 tiers and more will be added in the future. Tier 1 is 2 mead a day, and similar to Universe Money, all NFTs start at Tier 1. Tier 2 is 3 mead a day, 3% daily APR. Tier 3 is 4 mead a day at 4% APR. The fermentation period is a cooldown system which punishes people who claim often and rewards people who store up their rewards. Each brewery has a fermentation period of 14 days, which pauses the experience gain. The fermentation period is reset after every claim. So if you manage to get to tier 3 and then you claim, it will drop all the way back down to tier 1. You can upgrade your breweries to reduce their fermentation period. This also acts as an XP boost. You still continue to earn rewards during the fermentation period, and it's only there to hinder experience gain. Breweries will cost 100 mead each to create, and you can purchase them by buying one directly from the Tavern's Keep, buying one from another brewer on an NFT marketplace, compounding one using your unclaimed mead rewards, and combining an equal amount of value of home kits. To stop the barrier for entry increasing as the price of mead goes up, we have plans to release a home kit, which will let you brew mead at home at a reduced rate. These can be purchased if you don't already own a brewery for $100 worth of mead, and produces a fixed daily rate of 0.5% APR, which is $0.50 of mead a day. Home kits don't level up, and you can only purchase them if you don't already own a brewery. I think this is a really good system because, again, if the price of mead does shoot up exponentially, which it has a very decent chance of doing, it can alienate a lot of investors that just don't have the amount of capital to get in on a tier 1 node. So this is a good way of just allowing everyone the opportunity to jump onto this project. Okay, so I think that's it from me. I think I've covered the most prominent points in the white paper and the project as a whole. There's quite a lot of different aspects to kind of get your head around. But again, I think the complexities of the systems are there just to keep the project alive, keep it safe from bots and whales, which ultimately is a great thing, isn't it? I know this shouldn't really be the case for a project like this, but I love the aesthetics of it, mainly because I'm a bit of a World of Warcraft / Lord of the Rings kind of guy. So when it comes to mead and taverns, I'm definitely interested. In fact, I actually wanted to get some mead for the launch. Oh, one final thing actually before I go. So due to a small amount of requests, I've decided to create my own Discord. I will post the link in the comment below and pin it. It's obviously free, like I'm never going to do a Patreon or any of that kind of thing. I intend for it to be super chill and relaxing. There'll be zero toxicity because, as you can tell, I'm not really about that. Feel free to chat about every single NFT or crypto project under the sun. and you'll be able to hear about what I'm looking at or making videos on significantly earlier than when my videos are released. Because I usually plan my videos in my head a few days before I actually make them. Also, again, none of this is financial advice. These videos are for educational and hopefully entertainment purposes only. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.